Hey there, everybody. Pastor Jared here. And I'm finally getting around to the videos I said I was going to be doing and launching this initiative across our church, the Rocky Mountain District. And plus, whoever else comes across these videos and decides they want to join in and participate, I highly encourage it. And to dive in, at the end, I'll explain how, but to dive into the dialogue that's going to be going on to help promote some mutual accountability and to challenge one another. But the topic is faith and fitness, and faith and fitness, I firmly believe, go hand in hand. In fact, I believe they cannot be separated from one another. And I think from the feedback I got from launching this vision of being able to launch this initiative for the next year has told me that a lot of people feel the same, but they feel like they've perhaps not done so well in the fitness arena of their faith, because fitness is an aspect to faith. And so as we go through the year, I'll touch on numerous different aspects of our faith and where it correlates with our fitness. But I want to clarify something here. Fitness doesn't mean how much you can bench press or how fast you can run. Those are aspects of fitness. But fitness is so much more than that. Fitness in the scientific term is the ability to reproduce, honestly. And what they mean by that is that's the total picture of survivability, the ability to live and to carry out life's purpose in this world. And to a science aspect, that is simply to continue the genetic chain and leave a legacy, if you will. But we can bridge from that, from the idea of a legacy, to the idea that our lives have an eternal impact, both on ourselves and those around us who become witnesses to our faith and to Jesus Christ through that. So I want to dive into just the first scripture here, the topic I wanted to cover when we met together in June, but we didn't quite have time for. But let's just get started. Let's just find a starting point to launch this conversation. And I want to start that conversation in Luke 10:27. We've heard it many times before. Jesus is asked, what is the greatest command? And he answered, to love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your strength, with all your mind, and love your neighbor as yourself. And he says the second one is equally important as the first. They can't be separated. Jesus makes this clear. When he's asked what is the greatest, he says this is the greatest, but it can't be separated apart from loving your neighbor as yourself. And so let's talk about this for just a moment. Loving your God is an action. Love is not just a feeling. It's not just some sort of infatuation. But love needs to be carried out. People need to be able to see and witness your love for them, like your spouse, your significant other, your relatives, even your friends. They know you love them not by your words, but by your actions. Do your actions tell of your love? And so what does it mean for our actions? What does it mean to take action in loving God with our heart, soul, strength, and mind? And why did Jesus separate these? Why are these separated? And I think separated to be intentionally holistic. It is very explicit in the words that every aspect of your being is put into action to demonstrate and to witness your love for God. And that's the greatest command. Now, the command comes from the word, right? And we know that we love because he first loved us. He gave up his physical body. He gave up everything. He gave his heart, his soul, his strength, and his mind. For every one of us on that cross, he did that for us and out of his great, insurmountable, incomprehensible love. And so this is what the command is, to reciprocate that love. Every fiber of your being given to him in love. And so, with our heart, we certainly can have this inner infatuation, this love, and this longing to be in relationship with God. And with our soul, we tend to that through various spiritual disciplines. which I'll add to in a minute. But our prayers, coming together in church services and Bible studies and Sunday school, even or our private devotions, even whatever we do, even acts of service, are a means of tending to our own soul. Our mind, we might do all kinds of reading that helps strengthen our minds, to help us become more knowledgeable, not just in biblical knowledge, but even secular knowledge as well. If we are doctors or nurses, we might have continuing education that we need to do to continue to strengthen and to build up our minds to become proficient in whatever vocation God has placed us in to be his witnesses. But in our strength, this can very well be the strength of our heart, the strength of our soul, of our devotion, the strength of our faith, our strength of our knowledge. But I do believe that this is strength as means our literal bodies. Jesus gave up a literal body. The Apostle Paul speaks plenty, which we'll get into throughout the year, about how God cares about how we care about our bodies. It's been given to us. It is a blessing that we would have life in this very body. And Jesus cares about those things. He spent a lot of his ministry healing physical needs, tending to physical needs of people. The Church of the Nazarene and many other denominations, especially those who are Wesleyan, are very intentional about serving the physical needs of people because God is concerned about the physical needs of people. So why would he not be concerned about how you care for your physical body? He does. So our physical bodies, when we care for them, is a means of devotion and a means of acting out love. Because as we know, love is more than an emotion. Love is known through actions. So when we love ourselves enough to care for ourselves because of our theology, because of who God is, because who Christ is, what he has done for us, it serves as a witness to our neighbors. And so we'll get into plenty of that more throughout time as it goes, but just keep that in mind that when you care for your physical needs, when you start caring for your body, making sure you get an adequate rest, have a good diet plan that you're convicted on, and you're doing whatever it takes to promote physicality, you are setting precedence. You are making witness to those around you that these things matter to you because they matter to God. And that's a whole other conversation, but I want to save some time because this probably should be the longest video I do. But I want to talk again about fitness. As we talk about the mind, many of the pastors have probably got this book, Rebuilding the Body, by Gary McIntosh and Phil Stevenson. But Phil, in the introduction, kind of goes into the topic about health and fitness as it relates to both our bodies and the church. You see, we might use the two together. We might think of them as one and the same, but they're not. We might go get a physical on our health, our cholesterol's in check, our blood pressure is in check. We have no signs of any kind of disease. Our temperatures are fine within normal realms. For all intents and purposes, our doctor could write us off with a clean bill of health. But underlying factors could begin to come into play. We might be set up, we might be healthy, but we may be set up for failure. We may be looking at heart disease in the future. We might be looking at developing diabetes as our body continues to change, as it will. It will begin to change to the point where we have to be much more intentional about how we care for the body. And so fitness implies activity. Right? So the activity that I want to focus on is getting out of healthy mode, both within our churches, both within our faith. It's not enough to be healthy. Not enough to have a healthy church, not enough to have a healthy faith. It's not enough to have a healthy body. We need to be fit. Fit means activity. We see a goal and we're going to move towards that goal. We're going to be pushing ourselves and trying to do better all the time, to continuously grow. Because it's only when we're continuously growing that we can stop regression. to a certain extent, because we'll all die eventually. We'll all get old. We'll all reach limitations. But if we can prevent that, we ought to. If we can extend our life on this earth, we then become agents in extending our witness on this earth. And I'm certain God wants that for every one of us. And so I don't know where we are. I'm starting this video. It's the first one. We're starting from the very beginning. Just like all of us had a profession of faith sometimes where we made a decision to follow Christ. Maybe some of us haven't even made that decision. And that's okay. But no matter where you are in your health, in your fitness, you started somewhere. And it started because there was a vision of something better, something grander, something for you, and something bigger than yourself as well. And you're started on this journey. And so whether you're starting now, today, or you've already started, it's time to continue to move on and to be challenged. And that's what we're here to do, is to challenge each other. And if I'm honest, quite frankly, the reason these videos didn't start is because I'm actually in one of these little low points. And you might be in those low points too. It could be in your faith, it could be in your relationships, and it could even be in your fitness or in your health initiative, wherever you're going, your diet, your rest, your exercise. You might be in that low point. And that's okay. That's fine. Keep in perspective where you started and where you're going. Because it's time to saddle up and start on that hard road again. Because it's where we get challenged. And when we're challenged, it's where we grow. So let's begin growing together. And so what I want you to do is just have that vision. What's in your mind? And send to me my email that I have right here on the screen, pastorjared@gmail.com, or you can put it in the comments of this video. You can find me on Facebook and send it there. Whatever it is, send me a goal, a vision. What is it that you want to see for yourself? Again, this doesn't have to be, I'm going to bench press 400 pounds. It doesn't have to, but maybe it is. You want to run a 5K. Maybe you just want to walk a 5K or a half marathon, or maybe you want to lower your cholesterol or fight your diabetes or whatever the case may be. It doesn't matter what it is. Voice it. Put words to the vision you have for your health. Own it. So that we can begin this journey together of diving into what it means to live out our faith through fitness and begin to actually be witnesses to a holistic life of faith in Jesus Christ. Let's take charge of this. We've been given this body. We'll preach about being stewards of it. But let's actually do it and put it into practice. I look forward to hearing from all of your comments as we compile them together. Maybe I'll kind of put them in a video, whether you want to be anonymous or not. You can let me know. And I'll share mine at the time as well. But let's begin this journey here and now, beginning to think about it this week. And if you don't know how to get to those plans, I would love to help actually create an actual structured plan to get you to where you'd like to be. And I would love to be able to hand you an award or even mail it to you if necessary by June of next year. Let's get to work.